Hello, welcome to the Dinks with Kinks. Before we get started tonight, I want to remind everyone that you can find us on social media, on Twitter and Instagram at Dinks with Kinks. You can find the links below. Follow us there for all the stuff we can't put in an audio podcast, such as pictures and video. I'm one of your hosts, John Dondero, and with me, as always, the very sultry, seductive Miss Rebecca.
Hello.
And the pun-shaming Mr. Shep.
Good evening.
He doesn't pun-shame, you pun-shame.
I pun-shame, I do. I really do pun-shame. I own it now. I'm going to be an owning pun-shamer. But the one thing I won't shame is walking a mile in another man's shoes. And tonight's episode is all about that. Yeah, let it out. Just let out that aggression, because tonight we're talking shoes. The shoe fetish.
Yay.
Have you guys ever heard of this fetish before?
Yes.
No, so let's just slip on and get to stepping.
I feel he has heard of that, but he just had to make that joke. And you know what? I salute you. That was a damn good joke. I'll give it to you. I will. You know what? No pun shaming tonight. Good on you, mate. Good on you. Now we're talking shoes. Everybody wears them. Some people hate them. They like to go with that barefoot life. Me particularly, I love to wear shoes, but not for a sexual reason. Just because I got them sensitive feet. I was never one of those kids that could run around outside barefoot.
I ran around barefoot all the time.
And
I was one of those barefoot girls.
This explains so much now. Now that I know this is a fetish. Now I understand all those basketball players.
Right. Oh.
And
No, I still don't get it.
And all those rappers that have like those dozens and dozens of shoes, and yeah, just like
I don't think that's a fetish. I think that's
just
just a class. I think that's just a class thing. A shoe fetish is mostly, it's a paraphilia for one. It's the attraction to an object. It's very similar to like the pantyhose fetish, which is attracted to a article of clothing. So this is kind of like that, only with shoes. And I know what everyone's thinking. They're like, "Whoa, who doesn't love a good pair of high heels?" But it doesn't just have, we're not just going to be talking about high heels tonight. We're going to get into some weird shoes that y'all may have never heard of. Oh. Or that you have and you've never realized that were an actual sexual fetish.
Now, I'd like to learn my big words. Now, what was the one for the attraction to clothing?
Well, it's attraction to a object. It's paraphilia. Paraphilia.
I was trying to wonder. I wonder what the big word is for the attraction of the removal of clothing.
I would say that nymphomania, nympophilia, something like that. Cause you just like to do it.
Humanity, like
humanity,
being a human.
You know what? Skinophilia. That's what we're going to call it. Skinophilia.
Oh, that's something different.
I think that's what Buffalo Bill had.
Yeah, I was like, that's something different.
Goodbye, horses.
And we have already derailed. Sorry, folks.
Well, you know what? It's a derail. It's a derail kind of night, because I actually really enjoy.
How did
this
fetish slip up to us?
It's because we weren't wearing slippers.
I was wearing heels earlier.
You were, and actually, you have posted some pictures on our Patreon, and I think we posted some on Instagram. Again, follow us on social media to see those of high heels, which is probably the most common. If you would think, because heels are sexy. Just gonna throw that out there. I find them very attractive, either on a lady or on myself, because it makes my legs pop. Just saying.
Yeah, they do.
But I don't typically have a fetish for shoes. But I can understand, having a paraphilia of my own, I can understand where that comes from.
I actually...
And that attraction to it.
I feel sad that... okay.
Oh, well, I was saying I actually, back back in the day. I had who was really into shoes. He just, and not feet. It was just my feet in the shoes. It was always send pictures. I was like, okay.
I'm gonna be honest. The one thing people misconstrue when they talk about shoe fetish is that I'm attracted to just a shoe sitting on the ground. It's not that. It's usually a person in said shoe. So, with any paraphilia or any type of clothing paraphilia, it typically, I like that item on a person. Not I just like that item. If you throw a bunch of shoes at a shoe fetish, they might go, well, these are hot on somebody.
So, Ship, what were you going to say?
Oh, sorry.
I forgot. That's okay. My words are unimportant. Oh no, there it goes.
Not true.
I said this. I guess the one reason why I would hate massage therapy is it ruined the enjoyment of high heels for me. Yeah. Because through
you have to
massage therapy,
explain that just a little bit.
Well, through massage therapy, you learn that high heels are one of the worst things for women's feet.
Oh yeah.
Hammer creates bad hammer toe, and hard to massage such things out.
Hammer toe.
So I'm always seeing. I'm like, oh, that's gonna hurt you. Oh yeah, kills your posture. So I'm too much a therapist still when I look at heels, and like, it's all bad.
And
well, I was that way with pantyhose. I worked back in high school, and I worked for a department store, and our dress code was we had to, whenever we wore, even with pants, we had to wear those nylons. And so I'm just like,
where was that store, and are they hiring?
They no longer have that dress code.
Damn it.
And it's in the South.
It doesn't mean the traditions, can't be followed.
I mean,
no, I am absolutely not attracted to anybody who's forced to do it. It's got to be one of those things where it's participants all around. Because if not, what's the fun?
I love shoes. I do. I have tons of shoes, and I find them attractive. I honestly, I don't know. It does affect how I see people and the type of shoes that they're in. Like,
I'm always in a dirty pair of sneakers, or combat boots. I'm either in dirty pairs of sneakers or combat boots.
Comfy slippers. Yeah. So you're gonna judge me as super basic.
I like it, and a lot of times people also don't realize this. But the fetish doesn't just include the visual sight. These people also just like with any paraphernalia, just the sounds and smells as well. I mean, you ever taken off a pair of shoes and been like, "Oh, those shoes stink"?
Most of the time when I take off my gothic shoes after an episode of Purgatories and stuff, yeah.
But I can understand why people like the smell. It's the pheromones. Like that's a place where a concentrated amount of pheromones.
Yeah. And you're 100% right. The pheromones in the shoes are highly concentrated.
For the moans, yes.
So my running theory on shoe fetishism is a lot to do with having an attraction to that pheromone. Just like with the foot fetish, it's just your wires have crossed, and you have associated that fetish with an item. Like, I don't have a foot fetish. I have a shoe fetish. Well, I don't mean like wires crossed like it's wrong. I meant like wires.
Make it that way. You can just say they had a happy twist.
Happy twist. There we go. I like that.
Yeah.
And before, we were talking about heels, but how do you think someone would look in a good pair of galoshes?
Depends on what outfit they're wearing with it. Can be cute.
Oh wow.
I'm talking like straight up regular galoshes, just rain boots, rocking them out,
and then nothing else.
And nothing else.
Yes,
I mean,
please.
to be honest, I am not noticing the shoes at that point.
Yeah, true. But people with that fetish, that's like walking in like the sexy teddy or the corset, and, whole 9 yards, just a pair of galoshes going out there.
Still
Shoe
makes me
fetishism.
so curious though. How the shoe fetish and the foot fetish don't go hand in hand.
A lot of times they do, and like I said, it's one of those things where I don't want to say everyone with a shoe fetish has a foot fetish, but I could see them coinciding. Like, okay, I have a pantyhose fetish. I don't have a foot fetish. I think feet are cute. I'm into feet. As about the same as anybody else, but they don't rock it. But pantyhose include the feet. I don't like footless pantyhose. I like it to be all over the foot. But feet are just like, cool, I like feet. Yay! So I could absolutely see how, you could have a shoe fetish and not a foot fetish. Does that make sense?
Well, definitely, because I just reminded myself that this is a fetish involving objects, not necessarily the location of the body that these objects are on.
Yeah.
That happens to be that location.
Absolutely. And talking about like sub and dom roles in shoe fetishism, typically, well, we talked about before when we did the giantess episode. Shoe fetishism goes hand in hand with giantism, with the crushing and the stomping and whatnot of people. A lot of people are very particular on the shoe wear. Do they want barefoot or do they want like boots, sneakers? You name the shoe, I guarantee that's somebody's fetish for a shoe. So typically people who have shoe fetishism are either, very much heavily fold into the dom sub relationships, depending on which side they are on.
Giantess
I like to wear the shoes, I am dominant. I like to see the shoes, I'm a sub.
Super high heels, that'd be scary. That'd be some extra grinding, stomping, and stabbing kind of abilities with those things. Oh.
Absolutely. But, and I brought the galoshes up earlier. But during my research, I found people who are into like waders and like all sorts of like thigh-high boots. Every type of footwear I have found a good fetish for.
There's not a lot of shoes I don't like. I mean, Crocs are questionable. Just saying. Just gotta put that out there.
Don't kink shame the Croc lovers.
I'm not gonna kink shame.
Yes,
just not into it.
But yeah, so this is actually a pretty basic, and people don't realize it's a very common fetish. This is actually not even though you may not know somebody with it, somebody probably is not talking about it. This falls into the category of a very common fetish. It's very well produced, and if you know where to look, you're going to find hundreds of thousands, millions of people who are like, I have a shoe fetish. Shoe collectors. And possibly Rebecca. Rebecca may have a shoe fetish. She just won't admit it. She just says she loves shoes, quote unquote. But we all know she's sitting there sniffing them pumps. We know.
Sniffing and pumping? What?
Sniffing the pumps.
Oh, okay.
Listen.
Shoe fetishes. I do have to say, I do get a little tingly in my nether regions when I see a really good shoe.
Yeah, there it is, right there. You guys heard it first. We discovered one of Rebecca's kinks shoes. No, I actually.
Rebecca, you ever drink Bailey's from a shoe?
Oh.
It's smooth and creamy. I'm old Greg.
I can't.
But you will.
But I will say this: that joke, Das Boot, drinking champagne from somebody's high heel. Those are actual fetish things people do. I've actually seen clips of people fucking shoes. Taking a pair of high heels and inserting their penis in the peep toe. Just no foot inside, just having sex with the shoe.
Yeah,
as a very
those,
popular
those,
fetish.
Those jelly slippers.
Oh, those are awesome.
See?
Actually, I'm going to say all the videos I watch, I'm like, that looks painful. But they were getting at it with those shoes. These were like, it would look like it would be very uncomfortable to wear these shoes, and they were putting their penis in it. Just going to town on these shoes. And no judgments, but I'm just like, that looks like it would hurt. But that might be part of their kink too. So
Yeah, they might have added some nice little soft silky lining on the inside. You never know.
I'm gonna send you some of these videos.
I mean, some guys like to have their teeth on it. I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I mean, this is one of the things. There are multitude of levels for shoe fetishism, so you just never know. I can get behind all of it though, except I don't know if I could actually have sex with a shoe, just a shoe.
I don't know. I feel like this. I honestly, this one doesn't seem. Maybe it is because it is maybe so common. I don't know. It just doesn't seem that out there. It's just like,
it really doesn't. This doesn't seem like a taboo fetish.
No, it's like us talking about anal. It's like, okay, hey,
yeah.
Oh, you got a shoe fetish? Okay, like like that would be one of it. Like if you were talking, like it wouldn't be one of those ones like, why are you into that? Like that. This doesn't seem like that type. It just seems like, oh, I can see that. Like that's how I feel about it. But again, I'm a shoe lover, so it's like, you know what?
No, I get you.
I can get it. I got it.
This is one of those fetishes. Like when I was doing research, just so it wasn't misquoting, but I was like, no, I get why people like it. I'm on board.
Yeah, and I mean we have things called fleshlights out in the world, so shoes. So what?
Yeah. So this is definitely not one of those fetishes I would be ashamed to admit to having. I'd be like, no, totally into shoes. They're hot. Yeah. That just sounds normal to me. Like, it doesn't sound kinky. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like, I'm just like, fuck yeah, shoes are hot.
I think,
Put on a good pair of sneakers. Oh, yeah.
Because I'm bi, I think, like, men's shoes don't affect me as much as a woman in a nice, like, in a nice pair of shoes. Like, I feel like I would look at that first. Like, a woman in a sexy pair of shoes. I'm like,
yeah.
All right, I'll work my way up.
Women
okay.
in women's shoes, that's just like sexy and elegance, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all right.
Guys, thigh highs, shoes, but
some thigh high boots.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm into it. So now what I want to do is I want to go around and I want everybody to tell me their sexiest shoe. Like describe their sexiest shoe.
I gotta pick one?
Yeah, you just gotta pick one and be like, okay, this is what I want my partner wearing when we're into it. When we're getting
partner? Or us?
Either. This is what I want to wear.
I mean,
all right, I'm gonna need a minute. Hold on. I gotta go through my inventory. Give me a second.
Spoken like a true shoe fetish. What about you, Shep? If you had to pick a shoe that either you wanted to wear during or have your partner wear, what would be the shoe? I can tell you right now, 100% black stilettos. Not super high, just like the patent leather, shiny, secretary style high heels. Black and shiny. Oh my God, are the hottest thing. I have a huge like secretary style fetish where it's like office, not even secretary, just office like outfit wardrobe with the like pencil skirt, black stiletto heels. That is my number one. No, I have several fantasies, including that exact outfit. Wow. Give or take a couple things. So, like I said, I could 100% get behind shoe fetishism. I know exactly what my shoes are.
I haven't seen them in a while, but let's see. I guess I could get behind some of those knee-high or thigh-high older executive gothic style boots. Yeah.
Now, do you want the full leather or the lace up the back? Like, because there's two. There's the kind you slip all the way on, and they're just like a solid boot. And then there's the kind with the crisscross, like corset style, up the back.
Well, I mean, I think I could go for both because the back is it's just kind of the back, but it's more like the front as it moves and stuff. Those are what I'd be looking at anyways. But cool stuff, cool style too. Yeah, on a partner for sure.
Okay, I've decided on which shoe it is out of my many.
Are you sure?
Yes.
You want another minute or so to think about it.
No,
I saw you looking over some like spreadsheets. I mean, like, well, I have these shoes. I have those shoes. You were breaking out the inventory. I saw your shoe closet. My God, starting OnlyFans for just shoe collection. Just throwing that out there.
Could.
Mm-hmm.
But I have this pair of shoes. And they are incredibly high-heeled peep-toe shoes, and they're black and white. And they are, you know how the Oxford shoes, the flat Oxford 50-style shoe?
Yes.
But it's in a high heel, and it's a peep-toe, and it's black and white, and it's very, and platform high heel. Love them. Have had them for at least 10 years. Keep them in prime condition. They are I feel like every time I put them on, So those are my shoes.
I've got a story with those shoes. My first serious girlfriend in high school had a pair of those. They were like the cork heel, but they were very Oxford style, and they had the peep toe, and they weren't like high heels. They were very what you'd call a chunk style heel.
No, these are. This is a high heel. This is like a almost stiletto style heel.
Ah,
I can go get them.
Of course you could. I bet you can look at A3, B7, move down in your shoe closet, and the little machine will pull it out like a vending machine.
Or maybe it's like there's like a digital pad in her closet. She just types in the number and it comes forward.
Yeah, shoe vending machine. I know you have that, don't you?
Great.
No. I have them hanging up on a rack, like
in a full walk-in closet that's actually used to be a bedroom. You know that scene, the scene in The Matrix where they're like, "We need guns," and all those shells come flying out of nowhere. That's your shoe closet.
Oh, I wish. Oh, that just made me a little wet.
There it is, right there.
Oh, maybe I do have a shoe fetish. I love shoes.
There it is. I mean, I'm gonna say I'm 100% for it. I think shoes make the outfit. I am 100% on board, especially as a kink. I wouldn't classify myself as having a fetish for it, but definitely an added bonus. And I'm gonna say right now, those black patent leather heels I was telling you about, I have worn them for an event. And as much as I love seeing somebody in them, they are painful as hell to wear.
Depending on what kind you have.
That's true.
I have some that are incredibly comfortable, and I love wearing them.
But I will say, they made me look good. Don't give me that look, Shep. I look good. I look damn good. Anyway. So I guess we're at that stage of the podcast where we would say, "Would you do it?" But I think I know the answers to at least two of us. So I'm gonna go. We're gonna go on a limb and say I'm a big yeah. Totes would do both sides. Rebecca, where do you stand on that?
Really, you have to ask?
Yeah. Listen, we need the official end of podcast statement to this.
Yes. And I honestly, thinking about it, I wouldn't mind my partner wearing whatever type of shoes they wanted to wear. As long as there's no socks. I have an issue with socks. I don't know what it is.
Well, luckily we're not covering the sock fetish.
Yeah, so. The shoe thing, yes. The shoe thing, yes.
Because there is, just like with pantyhose and just like with shoes, there is a straight up sock fetish. When I was a fetish producer, we got tube sock requests all the time. But that's a different episode that apparently you'll probably be skipping because we're going to talk a lot about socks. My business socks. It's business time.
Oh, why?
Because I got my business socks on. Shep, where do you stand on this fetish?
I never find a need to want to wear, but I would gladly enable a partner if they like to experience and that kind of thing. I mean, I can appreciate a good shoe, I guess.
He's wearing socks.
Why are you so flexible? What?
What?
Suddenly feet.
Oh, okay.
Well, I think I know where we all stand on this fetish. Directly in our shoes.
Oh. Why?
And with that,
I'm sitting down.
Because.
Make it stop.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Now we are going to pull up our wheel.
It threw me off.
Really.
I was like, damn, son.
Suddenly we all have a foot fetish.
I know.
Right.
Like,
Let's see what we're talking about next week.
I'll just want some Goku socks, I know.
Yeah.
I'll be jealous.
What are we talking about? What's that face?
Oh, I don't know if I want to tell you. I kind of want to just keep you on the edge of knowledge, just right there, almost there. Like, I want to finish this podcast, but I just
fail while you're still digging. Fail while you're still digging.
I want to keep it going, just edging it closer and closer to the end. You're almost there. You're almost ready to finish this podcast.
Edge play, but not.
Edge play.
Yeah, there it is. Edge play. We're going to be edging
play or climax denial.
Yeah.
It is.
Got both of those there.
We really could. So we're going to get real close to when we did the chastity episode. We talked about edge play, and so
edge play is in blades or
no, it's not. This is not knife play. This is edge play,
okay.
Edging. We're going to be real edgy
when
next
you think
week.
Edge, we had to make sure.
It makes me real edgy when that'll make me edgy.
Yeah, well, yeah. My anxiety's all up. I'm edgy, man. I'm ready. I'm ready for it. I'm edgy. I'm an edge board.
No.
All right, guys. Before we end this podcast, if you're listening to this and you haven't followed us on social media, please click those links below and give us a follow. Tell us what you think of the podcast. Rate us, review us. Tell us what we're doing. We have no idea. This could be bad. My puns could be really good, and they're just pun shaming me. So you guys need to get on the social media and tell us what you think.
And on Patreon, if you're into shoes, there's some really hot ones.
Yes, we do have a Patreon, and that link is definitely down below for the Patreon. You can see Miss Rebecca's sexiest pair of shoes, at least in my idea. I don't know. I haven't seen her massive collection, but there's some pretty damn sexy shoes in that photo shoot. So check it out on social media and our Patreon for even more exclusive content that you couldn't even get on our social media. As for that, this is the end of the podcast. I was trying to give as much edge play as I could, bring us in next week. But I'm one of your hosts, John Dondero. And with me, as always, the biggest shoe fetish I know, Miss Rebecca.
Have a great evening.
And the man who may or may not ever wear shoes, Mr. Shep.
Till next time.
You guys have a great night. Thanks for listening.
Yeah.